Hello and welcome. My name is Caitlin Hughes, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the IEP process. So, what is an IEP? An IEP is an individualized education plan, and it is for children who qualify in special education. Um, so, whenever we start looking at an IEP, the first step is to have a referral. So I'm going to kind of walk you through that referral process. So the first thing that might happen is that the general education teacher might notice that the child needs a referral, and so she might start making little modifications. They might need a little bit of help, and if this doesn't work, then they kind of go into a pre-referral step and kind of like an early intervention situation. It's a little more formal than just getting little things and trying to help a little bit. And then if that doesn't help, then we do go in with the actual referral process. So this is when we, IDEA, which is Individualized with Disabilities Education Act, that is when they come in and require us to get pre-approval from the parent. And if they say it's okay, then we will start with the evaluation process. And we will do the assessments that need to be done there. So IDEA has 13 categories, their disabilities. So these are a specific learning disability, speech or language impairment, other health impairments like ADHD, autism, intellectual disability, emotional disturbance, developmental delay, multiple disabilities, hearing impairment, orthopedic impairment, visual impairment, traumatic brain injury, or deaf and blindness, and that is all according to RAW. So I'm going to jump in. So that is the referral process, and your child would fall into one of those 13 categories according to IDEA. So now we're going to look into the IEP team. So the people that need to be included in the IEP team are for sure the parents. The parent's going to be there to give us information from home, and they're going to be the ones that have seen the child the most and gives us a little more insight on what is going on with that child. The general education teacher is going to be the one that is most likely seeing the need for referral in the IEP. So they are going to be the ones there to tell us what they're doing in the classroom and what is going on there. The special education teacher is going to be an expert in the area, so they're going to be on the IEP team. A representative of the school, so like a principal, would be there as well as a chair. And other professionals like service people, so like if the child needs speech, the speech pathologist would be there, or orthopedic therapy, or occupational therapist. Those type of professionals would also be in the team. And then if the child is age appropriate and is able to be in the IEP meeting, then the child would be there as well. So I'm going to jump into the ethics of the IEP and what kind of team we have with that. So according to the Council for Exceptional Children, the code of ethics are maintaining challenges for children with disabilities so that they can build those skills. So they're going to provide them with the steps and the assessments that they need. We are going to maintain professionalism and competency in the areas. We're going to promote inclusiveness with children with special needs. They're going to be included in all of the areas that we can with a LRE. We are going to work with all people who are working with the child. So again, those services, if the child needs speech, we are always going to work as a team and make sure that we are doing what's best for that child. We are going to develop a relationship with the family. That is always important because you want to make sure that you are keeping that family comfortable, and whatever they need, they know that they can come to you. We're also going to be using informed practice to teach. So that means that we're going to be using the things that we know, and we're going to use our professional and our education to provide these services to the children. We're also going to be protecting the child's safety, and we're never going to harm the child in our classroom. We are always going to follow the rules of our state and our school, and then also the laws. So we are also going to be promoting materials that the individuals might need. So if a child needs a walker or a wheelchair, we're always going to make sure that they have those available and that they are appropriate for that child's disability. We're also going to be continuing our education. We're going to be in professional development, and that way we are learning the new up-to-date things, and that we are keeping the child at the level that they need to be. If a parent wants to be involved in any of these codes of ethics, then we could definitely provide them this so that everybody is up to date with that as well. The evaluation process will find the child is eligible, and if they are eligible, then they will be under one of those categories, and the IEP will determine, the IDEA will determine which category they would be under. So the IEP includes some of the important notes here: their current performance, so what they can do; annual goals, which would be what they would want to achieve by the end of the year; special education services and related services, so what they're receiving and where they're going to be; participation with non-disabled children, so they're going to be seeing how often are they going to be with children that are non-disabled; participation with state testing, if the child is going to participate, and if they are, then they need modifications, or if it's not appropriate, then they need to state why it's not appropriate. So dates and places also are on the IEP. So this is when and where they receive their services and when they will begin. If the transition services are needed, so at the age of at least 14, they will start getting a process started to talk about what the child will need post-school. And then at 16, it'll be needed transition services, so they will be preparing that child for after school once they graduate. Age of a majority, this is rights that will transfer over if the state does that. So some states do not have age of majority. So, and then the last thing to put in is the measuring process. So this is how they will be measured and how they will be assessed. And we got to make sure that we tell the parents how this is going to be and what they are measuring. And all of this is according to Office of Special Education and Rehabilitation Services, U.S. Department of Education. I appreciate you all talking with me today, and I hope that you have learned about the IEP process, and thank you.